I consider myself an agnostic. It's been a question I've been asking myself for the past 2 to 3 years. It's not possible to know if there's a creator.
Shouldn't there be an artist behind the creation of humans?
I don't think so. If there is, why Islam?
Why is iron mentioned in a book written 1430 years ago?
They research the creation of iron, then it becomes logical.
What do you do? You seem like you got out of school.
Yes, I left to purchase tickets. I'm returning now.
What do you study?
I'm in my first year studying geometry engineering.
Nice, bro. I want to ask, what's your faith?
I say I'm agnostic when asked.
And how long have you been calling yourself an agnostic?
For the past 2 to 3 years.
Were you unsure whether or not a creator existed 3 years ago?
I don't think we can know. It's not possible for us as humans to know if there's a creator.
You felt that 3 years ago. Then you leaned towards the unknown. Were you a Muslim?
Like many, from birth.
When information comes, doubt disappears, right? Then agnosticism should end when we find the truth. For example, if I ask how many people are on this street, we can't know.
We can't know.
We can claim not to know until we count everyone. Can we still say there's any doubt after counting everyone?
Doubt disappears.
Exactly. Where there's information, a decision can be made. You'll either decide on one thing or the other. If we provide proof of the existence of a creator, would you change your mind after we state the facts? If I convince you?
Why would I refuse?
It's not beneficial. Newton had a nice saying, and he was accepted as the father of science. He said, a creator can be found with his creations. Badi'u'z-Zaman Said Nursi, an important scholar of recent times, says, a finely fashioned work of art necessitates the artist. With the same logic, let's infer. For example, humans have both a physical eye and a mind's eye. What's the mind's eye? When the physical eye examines without the mind, it uses vision. But the mind's eye, it uses what the eye sees and decides. Say, when you look at the sun, do you think it's large or small?
It appears to be small.
But when the mind's eye takes over,
We understand how big it is through knowledge.
the knowledge that the object appears smaller as the distance between observer and object increases, and you say it is big. So the eye made a mistake, but the mind's eye didn't. For example, have you heard of the Mona Lisa painting?
Yes,
It's extravagant, isn't it? It's very famous. What do you know about it?
it can be interpreted differently. How it's understood changes from person to person.
Day by day, new information is discovered about it. Many different tones of color were used by Da Vinci. People can't even find the transition between colors. They don't know the colors. We can see a very nice blend. Leonardo da Vinci spent 4 years perfecting this work. People say that it's priceless. Did you ever examine the emotions Mona Lisa shows in the painting?
It's hard to tell whether she's happy or sad.
Suppose you enter a workshop and there's the Mona Lisa painting. It's in front of you and there's no one else around. Your eye interprets it as nobody's here, so this appeared on its own. You see that there's paint on the walls, the same as the paint on the painting. My eye tells me that there may have been a wind that spread the paint around and the painting just appeared.
This sounds like deism.
It would be illogical, right? But what does your mind's eye say?
Who created this painting?
Exactly. If there's a painting with such fine detail, if there is order, then there must be wisdom. Then there must be someone with wisdom. Now, I want to ask you that. Is Mona Lisa more artful or Leonardo da Vinci?
We can say that Da Vinci is more excellent.
Surely he's more artful than what he made. You know the human body. In a human body, there are close to 60 elements. The arrangement of elements is very sensitive. If there's even a slight change, diseases appear, right?
True.
There are a lot of elements in the body, like iron and copper. With a decrease in copper, there would be health problems, because copper provides balance to the blood. Then I'll say that the elements were combined precisely and the amazing human body was created, right?
Yes, a work of art appeared. But if a creator exists...
Let me finish, and you can link it. Let me just ask you something, then hand over the microphone. We agreed that there's no chance for the Mona Lisa to appear on its own. If a human body, which is even more artful, with over 60 elements balanced so precisely, how could humans appear by coincidence? Is there a chance that a creator doesn't exist? We've said Mona Lisa must have been drawn by an artist. Then is there any chance of Leonardo da Vinci not having an artist create him?
I think so. Leonardo da Vinci might have a creator, but we can't be certain of that.
But we can be certain about what can and can't happen. Like we said, what if the wind spilling paint created the Mona Lisa?
It couldn't.
Then someone did create the human. Let's say X created it, for example. X or Y. But I can find the characteristics of this creator. One, they must have wisdom. If Mona Lisa can't be drawn without wisdom, then how can a human be created without it? In fact, it's not one human, there are millions of humans. There are millions of masterpieces. Then can we say he is knowledgeable, whoever he is?
If there's a creator, we can say he is knowledgeable.
Can the adjective be left without a noun? For example, I said very clever. It got ignored. You should ask, who's clever? If I say someone's clever, I gave the attribute to someone, right? We don't leave this unanswered. If we accept there's someone clever,
Then we accepted the creator automatically.
wouldn't it be automatic?
Yes, it would.
What other characteristics can we look at? If the creator isn't alive, could life be created?
No.
We will then need to say 1. Life. 2. Wisdom, if he is so artful. 3. Will. What is will? Having a choice, right? Choosing whether to create or not. Then I can see that he has will. 4. Power. What is power? Might. Strength. Yes. Say, can a paralyzed person reveal that art?
Difficult.
If he can't move, he can't create. Then I will say that he has power, life, will, and wisdom. Could we find the characteristics of the creator we called X?
Right.
Then we will say there is someone, whether we call him X or Y.
Let's just accept the existence of someone. If someone exists, then why Islam?
Then let's look at that. Let's look at an example. If you open an exhibition, there must be a guide to give info about the antiques, because logic, wisdom, and knowledge require this. That's what makes sense. We could say the creator opened a huge exhibition, the universe. The question arises, if you put a guide, even in a small place, the creator of a huge exhibition, would it make sense if he didn't send a guide?
No, it wouldn't.
Let's then say, yes, a prophet has come. The last prophet came. What did the last prophet bring? The Quran, right? Then let me tell you that. If I prove that the Quran can't be written by a human, or that the Quran can only be sent by revelation, wouldn't I therefore prove Islam?
You would.
Then let me give you this example, bro. There is a surah called Al-Hadid in the Quran. Have you heard of it before? Hadid means iron in Arabic. In Surah Al-Hadid, there's a part that says, وَانزَلْنَا الْحَدِيدِ. We sent down iron from the sky. The word nazel comes from the word nazul. Nazul means being brought down. It's also mentioned in different areas. You can look at rain being brought down or the holy books being brought down. Like that, the phrase of being brought down is used for iron. Then there's a point that attracts our attention. Why is iron described as coming down from the sky in the Quran, which was sent 1430 years ago?
They searched for an answer for how iron appeared.
But normally, iron is mined from earth. The ayah says, we sent it down from the sky. Scientists are just discovering that the iron came from the sky because there's no heat in the world in the solar system to create iron. With the explosion that happened between nova and supernova, the element of iron came down as a meteor. I now clearly know that iron came from the sky, and this is confirmed by science. Then I should ask, how could the information about iron coming down from the sky be found in a book that's so old? What are the chances that a human has this knowledge? Is there any chance? We're just discovering this in this century. Then there's no chance a human wrote it. I see that this is the prophet I seek, and that the holy book I seek is the Quran. Let me give you one more example, brother. Surah Ad-Dhariyat, ayah 47. In this surah, there's a phrase. It says, وَالسَّمَاءَ بَنَيْنَهَا بِأَيْدٍ وَإِنَّا لَمُوسِعُونَ. We've built this sky and we're expanding it. Ayah is so different, right?
Yes, it's expanding.
Yes, but when did we learn this?
I don't know.
In 1929, Edwin Hubble was an astronomer who used telescopes to discover that the stars are opening and the universe is expanding. Till 1929, the science world accepted the universe as stable. Hold on, it's 1430 years ago when no such technology like telescopes existed. Is there a chance a human might know this? We have just discovered it. Even the scientific world didn't know until 1929. Could someone have known these things all that time ago, or was the knowledge sent by a creator?
With these examples, we can see that a creator sent this knowledge.
Yes, we can see that a human can't write this. I only gave you 2 examples. I can count 10 more here. Many pieces of evidence that remove the possibility of a human writing the Quran, like the expansion of the universe and sending down of the iron. All of this information being in this book, doesn't it show that there's a creator and that he sent this book as a guide?
Then it becomes logical.
Is there anything else?
I don't have any questions.
What are you thinking? Will you come?
I'll come, but I hope I won't leave.
There's no getting out. Don't think that. That's a delusion from the devil. If you have any questions, they all have answers. Do you remember how to accept Islam again?
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله